Gonna get that much more minutes. What goes into that as far as who's gonna get how many minutes? Planned out in advance or on the fly, or how's that work?
You always do it in your hotel room or your office before the game, and who's played well, what matchups you think. Maybe some of, if it's scoring, maybe I want to play Malik a little bit more. If it's lack of rebounding, maybe I got to try to get Derek in more with a physicality. So you're always seeing what the matchups are and what goes into kind of game planning.
With Derek, Malik, Vince, Garrett, what do you want to see from those guys on the floor?
Effort and purpose.
Okay.
Effort and purpose. I'm not looking for, per se, tons of stats, but they just have to give me effort and purpose. I thought Malik had a strong game. Didn't make as many shots as I'd have liked him to make, but Derek had a strong game. He had a bad minute stretch where he turned the ball over twice. But effort and purpose is what those two guys got to bring, and I think they will. One
more question for me about this. Do you foresee, are they in the plan to play on Saturday, or do you not know?
Everybody's in the plan.
Okay.
And Dane better play harder.
Okay.
And we've talked to Dane, and he's got to have, again, he's 26 minutes. You just, I'm going to say it because that's what coaches have to do,
right.
And he's got to give us more with his minutes, or somebody else has to get those minutes.
How big has it been to have a week to prepare now rather than just a day without Eli?
Now we can start to understand what we have to do. I've said it all along. We need more balance. We need Kadeem, Austin, and Wally to give us more balance. And so part of that is trusting them and giving them the ball more. Second half, we didn't do a great job of Kadeem, whether it was off the press breaker or off the pick and roll, but we got to get some execution plays and get it to the paint, and we have to kind of focus. That's one of my focuses against Providence. Got to get the ball in the paint and either draw fouls or make buckets.
How are Miles and Jerome doing now that they're pushing 35 a night? Is that a little more draining for them?
It is. I can't play them 30. I can't play them 35, 37 minutes. Jerome's, how hard he plays and how emotional, it's not like he saves his energy out there. He's always barking. He's always competing. So I got to do a better job of finding him times, maybe before the TV timeouts, whatever it may be, to give him more minutes. But I thought the two were playing well off each other. Playing hard. It's up to the coaching staff to find them times to sit them so they're fresh, not fresh, but they're ready to finish games off.
A couple of weeks ago, you talked about having Dane bring up the ball a bit just to get the ball.
You know what? I definitely got that's something David Cox and I talked about at halftime at Villanova. Didn't, especially because of what their adjustments were, Villanova's and the trapping. But yeah, if it's just a normal game, I got to get those two so they don't. Not everything has to come from those two out of their hands. So Dane's more than capable of facilitating the offense and creating for people, and so I have to. I think you're going to see that a couple of possessions a game.
Are you expecting pressure from Providence, kind of like Villanova provided?
They don't. They're not very deep, but yeah, even just to wear down our team again. I like pressure. I thought if we didn't turn it over, we scored layups, dunks, and so we're going to attack pressure to score, and that's what we do. So if they want to extend, we just have to be stronger with the basketball. And we hadn't been pressed all year per se, and when they threw it to it in the second half, we didn't respond very well. We're very careless, whether it's throwing a curl pass out of bounds and getting open right at the baseline or getting right open at the sideline. Those things, you can't have those things happen.
Vincent Council, he just set the Big East assist record. What does he kind of bring to Providence?
They're never out of an offensive possession. I don't care how badly an offensive possession may look. You get the ball in his hands, something positive can always happen, and that's a dangerous thing. You have such good guards in the Big East, but Council is a little stronger and a little more. He's always seemed to be attacking, always seemed to be going downhill, and it'll be a challenge again, not for that individual, but for our team defense to be in a gap, and you put him and Cotton together. You just go on, whether it's Marquette's, Louisville, Cincinnati's. Our sophomore guards are going to had played against some of the.
That's a great backcourt.
It just, yeah, and it just It's a great backcourt, and nobody talks about Province's backcourt because they're talking about Trish and Michael Carter Williams.
Top 3 or 4 in the league, though, right?
UConn, Syracuse, Louisville.
Syracuse, Louisville, they're fourth.
Yeah.
But that's how about Cotton and the all-time Big East leader, assist leader, is being ranked fourth.
Right. And Cotton leads the league in scoring.
So you're talking about. That's why my guards are going to be hardened by the best, I think, because they're so guard heavy in this league, and they get challenged night in, night out.